Joan, are you ready for adventures? Should we go to Boston? All right, let's do it. It's about 12:15. We're charged up to 100%, and we're going to Boston. We'll tell you about it on the way. Let's hit the road. All right, resetting the trip to Boston, USA. 116,000 miles on the car, and ready to add a bunch more. Good afternoon. We are just leaving Burnsville, Minnesota. We are on our way to Indiana tonight, Pennsylvania tomorrow night, and then Boston, Massachusetts on Thursday afternoon. We're going to have a weekend adventure there. My wife's flying in Friday morning and flying back out Monday, and then we're going to start driving back home. We're doing this in my 2021 Tesla Model Y, all-wheel drive, and it's saying our first stop will be Tomah, Wisconsin, with 10% in 2 hours and 25 minutes from now, but it was a little longer when we first plugged in. But we had to stop for a Scottish lunch as I was working this morning, and Joe needed something to eat. But excited to be back on the road. The funny thing is, we've done so many EV road trips now that all the stress and everything that goes into planning a road trip was really all about what did we forget to pack? Did we bring enough stuff? Did we bring too much stuff? I haven't really looked at the route too closely other than figuring out where we're going to stay for the nights. Other than charging the car to 100% this afternoon, we haven't done anything as far as planning with the car. So that's kind of the easy part. Just plug in the destination. It's figured it out. Right now it's saying 2 stops. We'll probably need more than that, just because we might need more than that. But excited to be back on the road and have you with us. It's a beautiful day. It's 82 degrees right now. We've got FSD on hardware 3, so the speed control is kind of crap. It keeps changing speeds too fast, too slow, based on what I've set it, but I'm riding the accelerator pedal every time it gets too slow and bringing that up. But aside from that annoyance, steering control and everything is pretty good. We'll see how that continues through the day, and we're just gonna power through. Should be a fun adventure. Thanks for coming along. We are driving through the beautiful hillsides of Wisconsin on 94. We've got about 40 minutes to go till Tomah, and it originally estimated we get there with 10%. That has now climbed up to 15%. I'm not driving super fast, between 74 and 78 in a 70 zone, so pretty moderate, but we're getting good efficiency. It's a beautiful day. There's a little haze on the hillsides from Canadian wildfires, but hopefully as we head east, we'll get further out of that. And compared to how it's been the last week or so, this is much better. Joan, how are you doing? You doing all right? Oh, good. We just had a little bit of popcorn for a snack and enjoying this long first stretch. So I didn't even look at what our next stop would be after Tomah, but we'll figure that out. But I'm guessing it's going to be near or maybe even past Chicago. When we get to Indiana tonight, we're going to charge up, so we're ready to roll in the morning. We just found a cheap hotel, so didn't look for charging or anything. I guess I should check on PlugShare to just double check maybe it does have it. I would save us a little time tonight, but again, I'm not worried about any of that stuff. If there's superchargers along the interstate, we're fine. But it's a beautiful day, we're rocking out, having a fun time, and we'll see you in Tomah. Arrived in Tomah with 13% after a little preconditioning. It says 27 minutes. We're going to run over to the Walmart. Then we're going to South Beloit, Illinois. And saying we should get to our hotel about 8:15. We'll be later than that because we're going to charge down there. But that's good. Let's go. 3 o'clock. Let's plug in. Nice V3 handshake. And we're ramping up. All right. let's get to it. Last trip was 180 miles, 2 hours and 39 minutes. Average energy of 291 watt-hours per mile. Pretty good start. Is it good to stretch your legs? Yeah. It's nice to get out of the car a little bit. Okay, we just left Walmart after grabbing something we needed. And the car is ready, but I'm not. I gotta answer some texts and things, so we're gonna be here a few more minutes. But it's saying our next charge will be South Beloit and 2 hours and 8 minutes away. Okay, time got away from me. I had to send a few messages. It's now 3:48, so we stayed way too long. It's 97%, and we're gonna get to South Beloit with 23. So, but I at least got my correspondence caught up. And we're on the road again. One of these big rocks. We aren't even in the mountains yet. Sweet doggies, Uncle Jed. That was a long stop. That was a long stop, wasn't it, Joan? Yeah. Really, our charge time at Tomah should have been 20 minutes, 27 minutes maybe, is what it was suggesting. But by the time we got out of Walmart, got back, finished all our bathroom things, and just as I buckled Joan into her seat, we got the message that we were ready to go. Because we're kind of planning parts of this trip last minute, I had to send some messages. And so it was a lot of me sitting in the driver's seat while we continued to charge, because there's no point in unvlogging for no reason. But it just took me a while to get messages out to some people. But that's good. We're going to have some fun, so it's worth it. But it just meant that was a really long stop, but not because of the car. So I think we unplugged at about 3:48, so probably 45 minutes, 48 minutes. I'm not sure what the number will have been on screen, but really all due to us. The upside is our next church stop should be a little shorter if everything goes to plan, because we should get there with 23%, it's saying now. We are going to have to charge up again tonight for tomorrow morning. So if we end up building up a buffer with us taking the long time, it just means less charging tonight to get to the hotel. Didn't have a chance yet to look and see if the hotel has charging. I doubt it, but I do want to check that before we waste a bunch of time at the last Supercharger and then pull into chargers at the hotel. So that's a project during our next stop, but we're going to try to keep things moving. Let's say we got an hour and 57 minutes left. Looks like the wildfire smoke is clearing up a little bit. We got a beautiful sunny day, and things are good. So we're going to rock out, have some fun, sing some songs, and we'll catch you in South Beloit. South Beloit at 26%, 5:52 p.m. It's saying 15 minutes here to continue our trip. We'll see if we can do it in that short amount of time. That last stretch was 148.1 miles, 2 hours and 3 minutes. Average energy of 288.5. Total distance so far, 328.6. So we're doing okay. And we're going to get plugged in. This is a V4. We got an Equinox and a Lightning over there, so that's cool. This might be my first V4 experience. I can't remember. And we're green already. Oh, we got a new Model Y coming in too. So we're going to go in and get some food. Alright, we had a a stretch and a restroom break. Waited around a couple more minutes, but we're at 71. We got enough to continue. It's 6:12. We'll get there with 11%. Good charge stop. It's something like a 15-minute stop here in South Beloit. Just used the restroom and walked around for a few minutes just to stretch out. Just gonna try to get this girl to eat a piece of pizza for a change of pace. But we're on a road trip and she wants nuggets, so we're gonna go across the street here and load her up and then get back on the road. Saying about 2 hours to the hotel, but we're gonna stop at a charger before we get there and fill up for the morning. But I feel like we're making pretty good time. That stop was a good length of time, so perfect on that one. Joan, are you ready for dinner? Yeah? Alright. Let's get this girl some nuggets. Normally I wouldn't thrill you with this drive-through footage, but as we were leaving I saw signage for EV charging here too, and you can just see them to our right. We didn't get a real close look, but on PlugShare you can see we charged on the Tesla chargers at the Quickstar, and here across the road are 4 CCS handles and 1 CHAdeMO option for the Leaf lover in your life. Across the highway it looks like this exit is also getting additional CCS options at the Flying J Travel Center soon. Great to see more options for EV drivers popping up. Back on the interstate to make our way around Chicago, and I'd been dreading the traffic, but we made it around smoothly. We were past rush hour on a Tuesday night and traffic flowed really well compared with every other time I've been here. Munster, Indiana. We are 9 minutes away from our hotel at a Supercharger. We're here with 12%. That last stretch was 124 miles, hour and 51 minutes, with 289.7, 290 basically watt hours per mile. But the best and fastest I've ever gone around Chicago, so I'll take it. We're already up to 172, 183. So it's saying 50 minutes. We're not going to stay here 50 minutes, but we might, that would be to 100. We'll get somewhere around 80 probably, so we can start off with a good stretch tomorrow morning. Getting 227 kilowatts. Stop into Target. There's Wendy's over there. Not a bad little stop and right off the highway. Alright, I think we're charged up. Got a beautiful sunset over there. Alright, it's 8:30 and we hit 80%. So that should be good for the morning. It says we'll get to the hotel with 78 because it's just down the road. So it was a pretty quick stop. We just ran into Target, walked around a little bit. I did a pre-check-in thing for the hotel and walked back out here, and we're good to go. I probably could have pushed today harder, gone further, but I didn't know how tired I'd be, and I didn't want to start a week and a half vacation completely exhausted. So we get an easy night tonight. We'll get a good night's sleep and then be off in the morning, hopefully early, and get all the way to Scranton, Pennsylvania. Pretty anticlimactic, but we made it to the hotel. Best Western here with 80%, 8:42 p.m., only 4.5 miles. But our Total for the day is 457.3, so a good start, and we'll add a lot to that tomorrow. Hey Joan, are you ready for day 2? You ready to go to Pennsylvania? All right, let's do it. Let's do it. 7:17 a.m., 72 beautiful degrees outside, 76% charged, and I just plugged in our hotel in Scranton, PA, and it looks like we've got 5 charges. We'll need to break up today anyway because it's going to be a pretty long day. But it should be fun. We're going to go through some places I've never been before and places that are new for Joan too. Hooray! You're supposed to look excited when I say hooray. Well, you just enjoy your Legos. All right, let's go. Just leaving the Best Western. We had a relatively good night. Took a while to get to sleep. And then someone was still pretty sleepy this morning, but we got up and out in a decent time. I was hoping for a little earlier just because I'm a dad, but also because in a couple hours we're going to be in Eastern time, so we're going to lose an hour. So that just puts us in tonight a little later. But hopefully we have a good trip. There's going to be a lot of cornfields to start with, I think, and then hopefully we see some mountains by the end of the day. It was almost 10 o'clock and I just got a notification on the screen that we were preconditioning, and then it said recalculated route, altered route to save 21 minutes. So I don't know what it did, but I'll take 21 minutes off the day. That's fine. So we're going to stop in 3 minutes in Howe, Indiana. And we should get there with 18%, which seems like a lot. You'd think we would go to the next one instead of closer one. But like I said, if it thinks we can shave 20 minutes off our trip today, then I'm all for it. And we'll just get out and stretch. So far, it's been an easy morning. A little dull, but that's okay. We'll see you in Howe in a minute. We are in Howe with 18%, 10:02. Let's take a look at our trip. It's saying 13 minutes. We need to stop here. So that was 118 miles. Since our last charge, 123 miles. Average of 291, or 292 really. And so far, 576 on our overall trip. Let's plug in. We should ramp up pretty quick here. 180 and climbing, well, that's good enough. Let's go stretch. All right, in just a few minutes, we're up to 62%. It says it's calculating, but I think that means it's about done. So, good travel plaza stop here. Just basically did the restroom. Joan had a juice box in the back of the car. Stretched our legs for a minute, and then we're good to go. Up to 63% at 10:17. We should get to Genoa, Ohio at 11%. Let's hit the road. We are just off the Indiana toll road. Those are just the dumbest things in the world. And the line to get out, especially like paying with cash or credit, get more construction. Just the line to get out, it reminds me of the National Park Ranger who said that bear safe trash receptacles. There's a big crossover between the smartest bears and dumbest humans. And I get it, if you're traveling and you're out of context, things might not seem obvious to you, but that's why it's just so dumb to have these toll plazas funnel everybody from an interstate down to a couple lanes. It's very dumb, but as much as I don't like them, Illinois at least does it right, where it's just you either have your easy pass or you pay, they send you a thing and you pay online and it's done with your plate and you don't have to stop or do stupid things like that. Hopefully we'll be crossing into Ohio soon. Who knows what their toll situation is, but we're on the move and still a beautiful day. We are in Genoa, Ohio, at the Service Plaza with 13% at 12:12 p.m. Eastern Time, saying 13 minutes here. The last trip was only 108 miles, 277 watt-hours per mile, and just under 2 hours. So we're going to try to find some lunch here. So estimate says 13 minutes. We might be longer. We'll see. Looks like there's an EA station over there too. Quick handshake on the V3 and ramping up nicely. We'll let this run. We're going to figure out lunch and be back. Okay, we were here way too long. Got up to 94%. At 12:55, it's now saying Broadview is our next stop. We'll see if that changes or not, but we got to hit the road. Hello, it is 1:24 Eastern Time, and we are on our way across northern Ohio, going through toll road construction and now line painting. Not very fast for a road you pay extra for. But anyway, we stopped at that last travel plaza, said it was going to be 13 minutes, and then we grabbed lunch. Sat outside. Joan ate most of it, and that just took a little while. So by the time we left, we were at 93 or 96% again, which was way overkill. We got on the highway, and I expected it would reconfigure, but it didn't, and it was sending us someplace 90 miles later, and we'd get there with 44%. Normally, I'm fine with letting the computer just do what it wants, but in this case, I thought it made sense to re-navigate to our end destination and see if it would change things up, and it did. More construction up ahead. We just got out of construction. These toll roads are a joke. Anyway, so now it's sending us to Girard, Ohio. We should get there with 18%. When I did the re-navigation, it said we'd get there in 2 hours. Now it's 1 hour and 45 minutes. So despite the constant slowdowns, we are making progress, and that does make sense to do a longer jump right now, and we're so well charged up. We'll see how that goes. Beautiful day. So far, all the scenery just still looks like the Midwest, so we could just be driving through Minnesota over and over and over again. But I assume that's going to switch up here pretty soon. We'll catch you at the next stop unless something interesting happens. We are in Girard, Ohio, 24%, 307, saying 11 minutes. Hopefully we can keep that nice and short and get back on the road. Another V3, which is nice. All right, I don't know if that was 11 minutes or not, but it was pretty quick. We went in, used the restroom, bought a snack, and just grabbed a couple things out of the cooler. And now we're back at it. So that was 66% at 3:22. I don't think we ever looked at that last trip. Last trip was 151 miles, 281 watt-hours per mile. So far on the trip, 836 miles. Let's go. For a quick stop, that shell was pretty ideal. Looks like it used to have a restaurant that's closed. But other than that, bathroom was relatively clean. Charger was fast, right off the highway. Says our next stop will be in Falls Creek. We'll get there with 15% at about 5:12. So that might be a good dinner opportunity. It's 106 miles away, so not far. But it's going to take 1 hour and 48 minutes. So I'm guessing toll roads and construction. We are in Falls Creek, 14%, 5:20 p.m., 81 degrees, and saying we need 14 minutes here. This is a V2, so I'm going to get plugged in as soon as I can here. It's 107 miles, took an hour and 57 minutes, 289 watt hours per mile, and let's plug in. It'll take a couple extra seconds. It's connecting despite the cord coming out there, but it should be okay. Saying 15 minutes, that should be enough to get us sorted out. We're charging up with the sheets. They've got fresh food made to order. Alright, we're up to 67%, 5:42 now. We'll get enough to continue our trip. Saying we'll get to Milton with 17%, which is plenty. It was just enough time for getting some dinner, using the restroom, and we'll get back into traffic. Well, despite the traffic around here, most of the trip through the mountains was pretty good so far. We just had a big slowdown just coming into that last stop at the Sheets. So the last 5 miles took 20 minutes, maybe a little longer, but we were able to get Joan some dinner, so that was good. And things seem to be clearing up a little bit now as we're back onto the highway. The Sheets seemed like a nice stop. A little bit older V2 pedestals, they're looking a little threadbare, but it worked just fine and it wasn't too crowded where we had sharing issues. Yeah, in just a few minutes, we got up to 67% or something like that. It's now saying our next stop will be in Milton, Pennsylvania, in an hour and 42 minutes. We should get there with 18%. And then I think that's our last planned charge, but then, like last night, we will charge before we get to the hotel, so we're set up for tomorrow morning. Although that's not ideal, it's better to do that when the battery's warm, and it's just easier when it takes a while to get rolling in the morning, to have that done and out of the way. So hopefully we won't have too late of a night, but this is our big push day, and tomorrow should be a little easier. Should be considerably easier, with a little more time for either sightseeing or getting there a little early so we have some fun on Thursday. Even though the car's 4 years old, I have no complaints about how it's been charging just because of how long we take. If we were faster, then it might be annoying that it's not quite as quick as other cars, but family stuff takes time. And we're on the road again. Things are looking good, and it's a beautiful drive through these rolling hills. I don't know if it's technically mountains, probably is. I have no idea what our elevation is. Apparently, we just passed the highest point on I-90 east of the Mississippi. I didn't quite catch the elevation, but that explains why it feels like we've been going up and up and up for most of the afternoon. And now we should have a nice slow glide down to the sea again. But the views are getting great. Holy cow, there's a big mountain right next to us. Oh, look, there's a big mountain right over us. We're happy, you know, look out the window, it's a big mountain. If you're happy, you know, look out the window, it's a big mountain. If you're happy, you know, then you'll wash it. If you're happy, you know, look out the window, it's a big mountain. can't wait to get on the road again. I can't wait to get on the road again. All right, we are in Milton, Pennsylvania at 7:26 p.m. 16%, 78 degrees out. And looks like our next stop would be the hotel, but we're going to stop and charge up when we get nearby. Last trip was 119.7 miles, 260 watt-hours per mile. A lot of downhill there, so that was nice. Hour and 43 minutes. Beautiful drive. We just passed 1,000 miles on the trip. Another V4 pedestal. They aren't as elegant as the 3s, but they're fast and they work for more people. And I don't even know what this is, but we're here. We had to take care of some restroom things, and so our 7-minute plan to charge was considerably longer. It's now 7:43, but I just want to see, it says an hour and 18 minutes to our hotel. Looks like Moosic, PA, is nearby, and we're going to add that. Looks like we'll get there with 34%, so that will be our next stop to charge up before we get home. So now 7:45, we're going to unplug. We're at 69%. Nice. We'll get moving. Nice stop here. The chargers are very new. The gas station's old, but it works. It's not too bad inside. We are here at Moosic, Pennsylvania with 33% at 8:57, and I picked the V2, but hopefully I don't think we'll be sharing on the stall we pulled into. That last stretch was 76 miles, 284 watt-hours per mile, and obviously we could have made it right to the hotel, but we're setting up for the morning. Should have backed up a little more. Come on, V2, there we go. Lots of stuff around. Doesn't look like the mall's open, but restaurants and things. So at 118 kilowatts, that's okay for now. I'm going to check our destination tomorrow and then see what we should charge up to. You ready to get to the hotel tonight? Okay, 9:20 and we're up to 80% already. I just sent a couple messages and did some math for tomorrow. Looks like we can make it there with 2 8-minute stops, and we can't do 8-minute stops. So should be an easy day tomorrow, about 5 hours of traveling and charging, and excited to do that in the morning after some sleep. You ready to go to the hotel and go to bed? Yeah, me too. Alright, after one slight detour by human pilot and a little bit more construction, we got here at 9:37, 78%. The last trip was only 8 miles. We are for the whole trip, 1,148 miles, average energy use of 284. So let's get checked in. That was over 13 hours of travel today. A long day of travel and almost 40 minutes on this episode, so we'll continue in the next one where we'll arrive in Boston, see some familiar faces, some history, some beach time, and some other unique electric vehicles. Please like and subscribe so you don't miss it. Thanks, have a great day, and happy road tripping.